What's for dinner?
Here we go. Oh, that looks so good. That was a big bite. Welcome back to my channel. You guys are in for such a treat today because we are making some chicken fajitas, which are so easy to make and super high on flavor, let me tell you. I guarantee you're going to be making this a couple of times a week because of how easy and quick it is. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Making chicken fajitas is super easy, and I guarantee you that you're going to be making this dish time and time again because it's simply that delicious. So we're going to kick things off by dicing up our onions, and you can actually use a variety of different onions. You can use a Spanish onion just like I'm using right here. You can also use a white onion or even a red onion. I will say that if you choose to use the sweet onions, they will caramelize a little bit quicker. So I definitely opt to use white onions or even Spanish onions simply because they tend to hold their shape and they crisp up really nicely. Now, when dicing up your onions, feel free to slice them up as thick or as thin as you want, and you definitely want to place them off to a side in a large mixing bowl. Next up, we're going to start slicing up our bell peppers, and you can actually use a variety of different kinds. Feel free to use your favorite flavor because all of the color is also going to add a nice vibrancy to the dish. Now, when slicing up the bell peppers, you definitely want to cut away this little white rib piece just like you see right here. Just toss that. And just like the onions, you can slice up the peppers as thick or as thin as you want. The thicker you cut them, the more that they will actually hold their shape. Now, once you've cut up all of the veggies, we're actually going to start making our at-home seasoning by mixing together some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, along with some chili powder. We're going to add some cumin and along with some oregano. Feel free to use some Dominican oregano or even Mexican oregano because they're actually very similar. And then to that, we're going to add some brown sugar because it's going to help balance out the smokiness from the chili powder and the paprika. Mix everything until it's well combined and then set it aside. We're now going to take our fresh veggies and we're going to take roughly about a teaspoon and we're going to add it to the veggies. Now, seasoning the veggies is going to give it awesome flavor and it's also going to help caramelize everything later on. We're going to add some kosher salt and black pepper and then we're going to mix everything until it's well combined. Now, seasoning the fresh veggies is actually one of my secrets to getting the best fajitas, and I definitely urge you to try this trick the next time you make this recipe. Once you've mixed together the veggies, just set that over to the side, and now we're going to start preparing the chicken. We're going to take our at-home seasoning and we're going to add it to the chicken along with some kosher salt and black pepper. Now keep in mind that this is a seasoning that you can use with a variety of different proteins, whether that's fish, beef, or even pork. Once you've added the salt and pepper, we're going to add just 1/2 of the lime and make sure that the other half is nearby because we're actually going to use it later on. And after we squeeze the lime, we're just going to add just a touch of olive oil just to help everything truly come together. Now you've guessed it, we're going to mix everything until it's well combined. And the beauty with this dish is that the chicken doesn't have to marinate for long at all. Now you can definitely use this seasoning to meal prep as well, and it'll definitely be delicious. In a heated skillet over medium-high heat, we're going to add some olive oil and we're going to start cooking the chicken. Now keep in mind that you do not want to overcrowd the pot. I repeat, you do not want to overcrowd the pot. In fact, we're going to be pan frying it. And you want to cook the chicken in small batches because you don't want the chicken to release its own juices and sweat because we're not going to be braising the chicken. In fact, by cooking it this way, we're allowing that little bit of sugar that we added to the marinade to caramelize every so quickly. Now, because I've cut my chicken into thin strips, it actually cooks fairly quickly in under 5 minutes. So once the first batch has cooked up, feel free to cook up the other batches, and depending on how much chicken you're making, that might be 2 or 3 batches. And once you've cooked up all of the chicken, we're gonna very gently just saute all of the fresh veggies. And no worries if the seasoning is beginning to caramelize in the pot. That's only going to add to more flavor. So after about a minute, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to add the cooked chicken to the veggies along with any juices that may have stayed behind, because again, this is going to add some flavor, but more importantly, it's going to help deglaze the skillet. Very gently, we just want to fold in the chicken along with the veggies, and this moves fairly quickly because we don't want the veggies to soften too much. We're now going to use that second half of the lime, and you want to make sure to squeeze all of the juice because this is going to add wonderful flavor and a nice vibrancy. And just like the juices that stayed behind, the lime juice is also going to help deglaze the pot. In fact, it's going to help that sauce thicken, and as you can see, it looks absolutely delicious. In the very end, we're going to garnish it with some fresh cilantro, again for some more vibrancy and more freshness. Now, chicken fajitas is something that you can enjoy with some rice and beans, and you can definitely enjoy it as a taco night. Feel free to include all of your favorite toppings, and remember to visit my website, chefzcooks.com, for the full recipe. Until next week, I'm Chef Z, y buen provecho. That's fire. That's really good. Oh, one moment. Forgot the sour cream. Gotta get that on there. The lime. I was so excited to dig in. I didn't even like build this properly. Like, major fail. Look at that extra lime. Oh yeah. All right, now we're in business. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Now you guys know the drill. Click that bell so that you're notified each and every single week when I post an all new video. If you want more yummy recipes and you need some inspiration, go ahead and click right here.